West Side Decorating Center. Stop in and visit them today. Good morning to you. Later on, after the 10 o'clock news, a couple of folks from MDOT are going to be with us. Talk about a couple of projects they have going on, both highway projects and something called Paint a Plow, which we'll learn about. At 11 o'clock this morning, Midland Senior Services will be the subject of focus. But for this hour, we're going to talk education. And we're going to do it with someone who has been involved in education for a while, and currently she is the principal of the SASA School in Saginaw, the Saginaw Arts and Sciences Academy. We say good morning to Rachel Reed. Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning, Art.
Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
How long have you been in education? You don't look that old. I have to ask.
Well, thank you so much. This is actually my 23rd year in education. It is, yes. And I've been in Saginaw Public Schools now for 20 years. So.
And what did you teach? I assume you started as a teacher.
I started as a teacher, actually, at Saginaw Arts and Sciences Academy. Actually, I take that back. I started at North Middle School, if anybody knows where that is, where the New Covenant Hospital is. I started as an English teacher, went to Saginaw Arts and Sciences Academy as a gifted and talented English teacher, an AP English teacher, and I taught personal finance.
Oh, all those things I hated in school. No, but anyway, that's another story. Let's talk for a bit. First of all, I think so that we bring everybody up to date, SASA has moved.
Yes.
You moved into the former Arthur Hill High School building. And I asked a stupid question, I guess. I thought they were taking part of the building down. You renovated the whole building, didn't you?
We renovated.
I don't mean you personally.
Correct. Yes. Saginaw Public Schools renovated the entire building. So for those of you who are Arthur Hill alumni, I think you'd be very happy to see what we've done with the facility. We have created an entire STEM wing where there's a large STEM room for robotics. We have labs, 3D printing rooms, dirty labs. So that's one wing. We converted another wing into a black box theater and classroom for our theater department.
Because performing arts is part of your mission.
Yes, it's very much part of our mission.
Big part of mission.
Yes. We've redone all of the science labs. So we have a physics lab, a chemistry lab, a general lab, and a biology lab.
Wow.
And we have a 6th grade wing. So for those of you who don't know, we have 6th through 8th grade and 9th through 12th grade. We run 2 schools under one roof at one time. And the second floor has a beautiful dance studio.
And I assume you kept the auditorium?
We are renovating the auditorium. So we are renovating it into a performing arts center.
Yeah.
So we really, Arthur Hill had a beautiful auditorium, and we are expanding it to be a performing arts center.
Are you still working on the building then?
We are still working on it, yes. Our auditorium is being finished. We are still doing some renovations in the nanatorium. The pool will be open. So we'll have, Saginaw Public Schools will have the pool back open again. We're very excited about that. Not only to have a swim team, but we also have a underwater ROV robotics team. And so currently we partner with Delta College, but we'll be able to use our own pool for that.
I have to ask, what makes SASA different than other schools?
So what makes SASA different is we are, many people confuse us. We are part of Saginaw Public Schools, so we are a public school. But what makes us different is students test to come into our program. And if they get into our program, they're really getting a private school experience for a public school price. Our class sizes are very small, and our students spend 2.5 to 3 hours in an area of concentration. So we offer theater, we offer dance, we offer voice keyboard, we offer global studies, language arts, and math and science as an area of concentration. So it would be just like a major in college. Students are spending a majority of their time doing that. And we also have 2D and 3D art.
Just out of curiosity, have you tracked the success rate of your students?
Absolutely. So about 100% of our students, 99% of our students go off to a 4-year university and complete a 4-year degree. We do have some that go into military, so they're kind of our 1%. But then they go back and get their 4-year degree after they serve their time in the military. But we have professionals, including local professionals here in Saginaw, that are very, very successful. We have, in fact, a couple of our students through our theater program are actually on shows like Dexter right now and some other shows. So they're professional actors. We have students that are doing some amazing research in science right now. We have artists that are working for Amazon and other major corporations. So we're very excited about our successes.
How long has SASA been around?
That's a really good question. So SASA started as CAS. For those of you that have been in Saginaw for a long time, it was CAS, and so that started, oh my goodness, almost 30
that long
years ago.
Okay.
But in 2000, around 2000 and about 1999, they changed the name to Saginaw Arts and Sciences Academy. It was a half-day program, and we graduated our first full-day program. Parents said, we love the program, but we want a full-day option for our children. And so in 2000, we rolled that over, and in 2000, I believe in 2002 was the first graduating class.
And when did you move down to Genesee?
Not
Genesee.
Niagara.
Was that where you were in Niagara?
So we were in the old Montgomery Ward building.
Right, yeah,
yes.
exactly. That's what I meant
Yep,
to say.
so we were in the old Montgomery Ward building, and we had been there, oh my gosh, that was about 30 years we were there.
Oh, you were? Okay,
yeah,
all right.
and it was very interesting because there were no windows. They had converted that building into a school, and then we expanded our programming there. So we're very excited to be at 3115 Mackinac, and in a facility that is truly a school. And our students are able to soar there.
I had a caller want to know if there are any future open houses for public to see the new school.
So there will be. We will do another opening in the fall when the school is finished. We'll do another ribbon opening.
Because you're still working on it.
Yes,
so
we are.
How do you work around that while you're trying to teach?
So that has been challenging. However, we have a really great relationship with our construction company, so they kind of work around us. But we are able to kind of move our students around the facility so they can work on different areas. So currently we're renovating all the bathrooms for the students. The auditorium, of course, is being renovated, and then the pool area. And then you'll see a lot of renovations outside this summer. So for people who are living in that area, there will be some outdoor changes as well.
Okay. We're going to take a break, come back. We're talking to Rachel Reed. She is the principal of SASA, Saginaw Arts and Sciences Academy, and we will be back.
We built a new school there 2 years ago, and so there's pre-K 5 there, and we love it. We have a huge partnership with our pre-K 5 building.
But technically, that's a separate school.
It's a separate school, but it's one campus. Yes, so they walk. Our students go over and do some mentoring and supporting with the elementary students, and they come over and they use our campus for a variety of things. So it's been a great partnership.
Is that unusual in Michigan to have an arts and sciences program like that?
Yes, very unusual. In fact, you have to go a really long ways on 75 to get a school that is comparable to what we do. We are ranked 5th in the state, and we outperform all of the schools around us in the area academically.
What is there that prevents other districts from doing the same thing? Is it a cost function, or is it and also, because you're the only one for a long ways, are you regional in any way? Are you a magnet school in any way?
Well, we're a magnet school. We actually service, this year we have 36 different zip codes. So our farthest student comes from Augrey Sims every day.
Oh, that answers the question.
Yes. So people come from all over, but I would say probably the biggest reason why other districts would struggle to have a program like this is cost, but also having the ability. All of our instructors are practitioners in their area of study. So finding performing arts, good performing arts instructors, and having the ability to bring in artists who are also teachers, that's a challenge in education across the nation right now. Finding teachers is really difficult. And so we bring in, our science teachers, we're scientists or researchers. So all of us have a knack in our art and then teach at SASA. And many of our alumni have come back to teach as well.
I'm kind of chuckling inside because a lot of colleges and universities where they teach broadcasting, not done by broadcasters, and I'm going, what?
Yeah.
But it's difficult to find people to do it. I have to ask, what brought you into the teaching profession?
So it's interesting. So my original degree is in business. Both of my grandparents were teachers. However, my parents were business people. But really long, I used to teach my brother different things, and I started in business school and realized real quick that I just had this passion to teach. And so I have always taught in urban settings. And where
are you from?
I'm actually from the Ann Arbor area. Okay. And then my parents moved us later on up to northern Michigan. So, so I love it.
But you're a Michigan girl.
But I'm a Michigan girl through and through.
So what got you to Saginaw?
So very interesting. After I decided to go back to teaching, I went to Central Michigan University and I did my student teaching at North Middle School. Went out to Seattle and did some teaching there and then came back. I just love the area.
It's right around the corner.
It is just right around the corner. But I just love the community. I love the people in Saginaw. And teaching in Saginaw Public Schools has just been a blessing in my life.
So what takes a teacher and makes her want to become an administrator, which takes her out of the classroom?
Yeah, so that's really a tough, very tough when you love teaching. But interestingly enough, I had a lot of great mentors throughout my career, and they said, you really have a leadership capacity and you can impact more students. So I was a teacher at Saginaw Arts and Sciences Academy for 11 years, and then I went down and worked at Central Office as a curriculum coach. And then I was asked to go to Thompson Middle School, and I was a principal there for quite a while. And then I came back to SASA, where I started, to just expand programming. And that has just been amazing because I'm now able to expand programming to a lot of students.
And you've been principal there how long?
This will be my 9th year.
9th year.
Yeah.
In SASA. So a student coming in, let's do it this way. A student going to a regular high school, whatever that is, you got class at 9 o'clock. I'm going to use approximate times. You got a class at 9 o'clock, and maybe that's math, and maybe you take English at 10, and maybe geography at 11, and maybe PT at 10 or 12. Everything's structured that way, right? How different is it at SASA? A student coming into SASA, and let's separate them because the science students may have a different look in their day as the performing arts do.
Yep. So we'll start with the performing arts student. So if you are a middle school student, you come into school at 8:05 and you start in your concentration. So you go to that art class, you dance, theater, whatever area of concentration you're in, and you spend 2.5 hours there. And you are immersed not only in the active part of learning in art, but also you're learning the theory, the history of that art as well. And then that student will go and get a core class in the morning. So typically it'll be math or science, one of those other courses. They go to lunch, and then in the afternoon, they get the remainder of their course. So, but the other interesting thing about SASA is all of our students also get a foreign language starting in 6th grade. So we know that students need, for the college level, not just a knowledge of foreign language, but a being able to speak it, being able to write and do all of those things. So they get it in 6th grade, and they keep that all through their middle school year and take 2 years in high school as well. If they are a academic student, so math, science, or ELA global studies, they start their day in those courses. They start, for example, hour and a half in math, hour and a half in science. Students are about 1 to 2 grade levels above where you would be in a traditional school. So our middle schoolers are earning high school credit in the middle school.
But they don't graduate earlier,
They
which
do not.
we had that long discussion about that.
No.
I like that.
So what we do is we accelerate them through college opportunities. So we have a partnership with Delta College, we have a partnership with SVSU, but we also have partnerships with universities all around the United States. So we're adding a partnership with Stanford University, Arizona State University, and students actually next year with those partnerships will be able to take a course with us during the day. We will have an instructor in the class. They will have an instructor at the university, and we will have a co-taught virtual option for students. And so we're very excited about that. And on top of that, we also offer an additional 300 electives through Michigan Virtual High School. So if there's an elective that a student wants that we don't offer in person, they are able to go to our online learning lab and take that as well.
So when these students graduate SASA, did they graduate with college credits?
Yes. And
Many do.
Many do. And all of our students graduate with at least one AP course under their belt. We require every student to take a minimum of one AP course.
What's an AP course?
So advanced placement.
Advanced placement.
Yep.
Yeah. We're going to take a break and ponder all of this. We will be back with Rachel Reed, principal of SASA.
Claw your way to cash and prizes.
So they'll bring those two things in, their report card, copy of their report card, copy of their state and local test scores. They'll write a little essay, and then they will come in and they will take a SCAT test with us.
Now, is that across the board?
Yes.
Whether it's science or performing arts, doesn't matter.
That's
okay,
the
so everybody
basic.
does that.
Yep, that's the basic. And then for performing and visual arts, our students come back and they do an audition. So for the performing arts, they'll come in and actually perform a piece, whether it's dance, a theater piece. And then the artists will come in. We have a still life set up, and they will also bring a portfolio with 6 to 8 pieces of their best art. And we determine kind of where we think that the student's going to grow within our program. So students choose their first choice and their second choice for concentration. And if they meet the requirements for those, then we enroll them. Once a program is full, then we have a waiting list and we put students in their second choices.
So before that, the students in Handley, how do they get there?
So same process. They have a testing process to get in there as well.
But they're young.
They are, yes. But we
It's a
have
different kind of process.
It's
I
a
assume.
different process, yes. And when you're looking at truly testing gifted and talented, we're really looking at how students are able to think through processes because the course is more rigorous than it's going to be if you're in a general classroom. Typically in kindergarten, those kids are coming in pretty ready to read, in some cases already reading, so they're advanced compared to other students.
So in my day, that was a long time ago, in the New York City public schools, you took a battery of IQ tests. And with an IQ test, you get a number. And if you hit a certain number, they kind of twisted your parents' arms to let you accelerate, if you will. Do you use those numbers?
So
do you use
we do, yeah.
IQ tests and the Iowa the Iowa battery? There were a whole bunch of tests back then.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
So we do a test called the SCAT test. So it's not an IQ test, but it's an ability test. So it's very similar. It has it's both a verbal and a mathematics. And so that is the entrance exam that we use for both programs to get in, whether it's SASA or Handley.
Can a student who maybe doesn't quite make it that first year, so they're in a regular school, reapply for the next year?
They absolutely can. And the interesting thing is not only do we have a full day program, but we also have a half day program. So let's say we have an amazing artist, but maybe academically they're not quite ready for the rigor of our full day program. They can come to us for a half a day and they will still get that concentration experience in art. And then they will go to their home school in the afternoon. And we have students that do that from Midland, Bay City, Saginaw Public, Saginaw Township.
So they come to you for the art, for
Yes.
example, and the reading, writing, arithmetic goes back home.
Yes. yes. And we even have some students who are homeschool students. So they might come to us just for a concentration, and then parents choose to homeschool them for the remainder of their education.
How does that work with student aid?
So it's always a challenge. However, we get part of the FTE.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is an accommodation.
There is, yes. So we do not get the full amount, but we get partial.
And so everybody understands, you're not a charter school. You are part of Saginaw Public Schools, and you get state aid for every student, just as every other school does.
Yes, that is correct. And
The only difference is how you use it.
it's how we use it, yes. And we do not have title funds, so we do not have, special education services. They're special education teachers. We do have some special education services that students need, but I don't have special education teachers on site.
And sports.
Yes.
Do we have sport programs?
We absolutely do. So one of the reasons why SASA needed to make the move to 3115 Mackinac is because we wanted a comprehensive high school experience. We were in an old Montgomery Ward building, so we didn't have athletic facilities in places. Right. And in fact, when I was a teacher at SASA, we didn't even have a gym. Our students were running laps in the hallways, and we added that on about, 12 or 15 years ago. But we do have sports. We have soccer for boys and girls. We have basketball for boys and girls. We have volleyball for girls. We have baseball. We have cross country, track.
And you were telling me you hope to get a football team together?
We do. Our students have been co-oping with other schools for the past 22 years in football, and it is our goal in the future to have our own football team at SASA.
All right, so I have to ask this question in this day and age. Saginaw Arts and Sciences Academy. Do you have esports yet?
We absolutely do. In fact, on the second floor, we have an esports lab.
Really?
And students are getting scholarships to go to colleges to play esports. And for people who don't know, it's not just children playing video games. There is a whole marketing and artistry. A lot of our visual arts students are designing things for esports.
Down the road's the top esports school in the country with the Northwood University.
Absolutely. And we do partner with them as well.
We'll take a break, come back with one final segment with Rachel Reed, principal of SASA.
We're inviting you to join us.
Easily compare rates, so shopping for insurance might be the easiest part of owning a home. Definitely easier than this.
Psst, honey, what? Shh, there's a salesman walking up the driveway.
Oh no, he's got a clipboard.
What do we...
And we return with our principal in-house today. She is Rachel Reed, principal of SASA, Saginaw Arts and Sciences Academy. We were chatting during the break, and I said I wanted to ask about parent involvement. And I'm assuming, and I know that's a bad word, but it would seem to me that if a youngster is in the program like SASA, the parents, by its very nature, are more involved.
Absolutely. They have to be. It's a very rigorous program, and students are committing to, additional work outside of school, especially in our math science. Our students just completed the Flint Science Fair, and we have 4 students going to International Science Fair next week.
Speaking of that,
yeah.
You have students right now in Houston?
Houston, Texas, at the World Robotics Competition for FIRST, and we're so excited about that. Yeah.
How did they get there?
So it's very interesting. Our students, we have a full STEM wing in our new facility, and we have a full test strip for the robotics program. We have about 10 students. There's 9 of them there who've been working hard all year, and we were actually kind of at the bottom of the rankings, and we were out at state competition and moved up very quickly. The kids did excellent, performed well with their robot, and we made it to world finals. And so we shipped the robot off, and the kids flew down, and they're actually competing right now.
Wow. And so I assume they were at Saginaw Valley State University.
They were, yeah. It's very exciting.
It's amazing. We were also talking about the fact that it's unique in a way that a lot of these kids don't have engineer parents.
They do not. Yeah, our students truly build everything. And even you and I were talking, even for productions, most schools hire an adult to do the lighting and the sound and all of that. We actually have a sound and lighting engineering course where our students do all that work. Our students choreograph shows. So the dancers are truly choreographing pieces. It's very much, students are getting a full experience in whatever area of study they're in. We have a student, some people may have seen it, one of our students developed an app recently to identify polyps in the colon to determine whether they're cancerous or not. And she's actually going out to ISEF. We have to present another app for colon cancer. I have a student who developed a process to clean up oil spills. And so the kids are just doing amazing work because they have that additional time and that. So yes, when you ask if parents are involved, they have to be.
If you have a science fair, it's got to be unique.
Yes.
That is, I've always known that the students that went to SASA were a cut above because of intellectual ability, or performing ability. Never realized just how far.
Yeah.
And these are exceptional students we have around here.
They are. And we even have partnership with CMU Medical College, and where their residents are coming in and doing dissections and things with our students, and our students are going out and following them for pre-med programs as well.
Wow. That's unbelievable. Do you, well, I assume you do, obviously, from what you've said, the school puts on performances, stage productions and the like, and concerts and recitals and all those things?
Oh, yes, we do. And in fact, we also partner with organizations in Saginaw as well. In fact, our high school concentration students in voice and keyboard are actually performing with the Saginaw Choral Society in their upcoming performance. And so our students are performing with professionals and adults right alongside of them. And so, yes, we are always putting productions on. Theater productions. We just had an art show 2 weeks ago of just SASA artists in our facility that was open to the public, as well as we're getting ready to do the Saginaw Public Art Show and the Mall Art Show. And we have works down at the state of Michigan and all the way in Washington, D.C. right now being displayed.
So a student who would like to come to SASA, they have to go through this application process. Mm-hmm. Where do they go first? Do they go to one of their counselors' school, or how do they get started?
No, they can actually just go on Saginaw Public Schools webpage. It's just www.spsd.net. They can click at the top where it says schools, click on Saginaw Arts and Sciences Academy, and it has an apply now. And it takes parents and students right through the process and how to do that. Also, our telephone number is there, and we have an admissions officer. So if a parent wants to call SASA, you'll automatically go to our admissions officer, and she will walk you right through the process.
Do they offer tours?
We do, yes. So when they come in for testing, we offer tours for parents and students. Also, we have periodically we will have open houses for students who are interested in the program. And so we have a little presentation that we do, and we sign the parents up for private tours.
It's amazing. I mean, it just it blows my mind, all the things you're doing at SASA.
Yeah.
Especially now in the new facility. I mean, to hear what you've done and how you've used that space, pretty amazing.
It is. It's very exciting.
And it's too bad you're not enthused about it. She's smiling. She's been smiling since she sat down, folks. Rachel, thank you much for being with us and talking about something you love to talk about.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Rachel Reed, she is the principal at SASA, the Saginaw Arts and Sciences Academy, occupying the former Arthur Hill High School, but revamped for their purposes now. And did you ever have open houses where the public can just come in and tour it?
We do. We actually had a ribbon cutting in the fall, and we will be having a couple more in the future as well.
we'll let people know about them.
Thank you
Rachel,
so much.
Thank you much for being with us. We're going to take our last break, come back and tell you what's ahead next hour, coming up on the Art Lewis Show.
We're proud to make Pine